Welcome
Welcome
to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name's John.
And I'm Sarah.
And we thank you very much for stopping by on this Wednesday evening.
Wednesday.
So is it hump day? It's
Hump
kind of
day.
that.
It's that camelback.
Yeah, it's the camelback.
It's the camelback.
So what exciting has happened today?
There's a couple little exciting little things. Burn
there
permits
were.
are still
I guess they, go ahead.
suspended because of the Southern California fires. Cal Fire up in our neck of the woods is very thin. So although they reinstated burn permits last week, they have pulled them now because
kind of a little hiatus on that.
Yeah,
burning
it'd be
stuff.
very difficult for them to respond because
Now,
they're so thin.
And normally we follow in kind of we hopefully a somewhat of a logical fashion before we touch on national stuff. We know you like local stuff first. But Sarah was doing some digging earlier today on some stuff that I thought was really interesting on the Southern California fires, or some of the wildfires in general. And in some ways it kind of makes sense, and that's what's what's really eerie about it.
So what I actually found is apparently the Southern California officials are investigating arson like they do in these cases, but apparently a couple months ago an Al-Qaeda detainee had told the FBI officials that one of the plots against the United States was to start wildfires in the western states. Now, he mentioned Montana, Utah, Colorado, but apparently the plan involved Al-Qaeda operatives actually using timed detonation devices, planting them, and then leaving the country, so you couldn't actually track them. And they're actually sort of looking into this as one of the possibilities of the beginnings of these Southern California fires, because they are sort of dotted they're very spaced out. If you actually look at a map of them,
it almost looks like somebody went bing,
I
bing,
mean, you
bing,
go
bing.
from Solvang, which is above Santa Barbara, all the way down to San Diego. And it kind of makes sense when you look at it. So this is just something that's out there. The FBI apparently knew about this, thought about it, but didn't actually communicate to the fire department officials in the western states that this was a possibility. So there was a lack of communication.
And we just pulled up a CBS News piece on this, and this is not, they're not mentioning any type of terrorism in it.
Exactly.
But the interesting thing is FBI agents have secured the area. So why isn't it local county?
Around arson.
You know, because if arson would have happened here, you would never think of FBI. You would think of, okay, the county fire marshal needs to...
They look into it first.
So it looks like there must be more to this than meets the eye, because the FBI agent secured the scene to maintain its integrity. And this is the one that has burned about 20,000 acres east of Irvine.
Santiago fire.
Yeah, and this one is... this one is, in some ways, it's about 10 million in damage. So this one's the little one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
this
is the baby.
It's the baby fire. Yes. So we just thought we'd bring that to your attention, and obviously, you know, we are very kind of locally based, but it is interesting to look at this, and it affects us all. Whether you know someone down there or not, or whether it is terrorist-based or not, it is something to think about.
Yeah. And also, one of the things today, to move to a little bit of a lighter piece, well, I guess let's cover our CCWD stuff.
Let's talk about CCWD. The CCWD meeting today, they covered quite a few things. They actually extended the Sierra Nevada Logging Museum's lease for another 50 years.
And there's reasons for this. Or I guess it's technically out 50 years, because they needed a cumulative of that many in options, you know, a hard lease out so many years plus options.
Oh, exactly.
Because it makes it actually easier for them to do grant writing. Because one of the things on the grants, and it seems like a minor issue, but it's really a major one, they want to make sure the organization that they're granting money to is going to be around long enough to actually spend the grant. So,
exactly.
And even though we know here in the county that CCWD, politically and for a lot of other reasons, would never cancel the lease with the logging museum.
Exactly.
That would be a political... but anyway.
Nightmare.
Yeah, but the realities of it is they had to... you know, get the agreements in place, get them ratified by the CCWD boards. So now, when they go for grant funding, the issue will never come up.
Exactly.
It will, you know, it preemptively it becomes a non-issue and pushes them out. So it should help them sail through
different
grant funding a little bit easier. Another little thing on the CCWD is we had to we were running back-to-back meetings today, so we had to take off a little bit before they did their testimony. But on the conspicuous by their absence today were the purple shirts.
That's right. That's right.
The Purple Shirts, SEIU, was their last meeting out in force with a show of force for CCW because they were still in negotiations. But now that a tentative agreement has been reached, and also they had the last meeting, which was the big topic was retiree benefits. A committee has been formed by the retirees to work with the board on subsequent issues. And we talked to one of the members of the committee before we left, and he estimated that today's action was going to be that, yes, we're here with the committee, you know, basically now let's set a time frame type of action. And in some ways it was kind of like all quiet on the Western Front for CCWD.
Right. But they did talk about groundwater issues.
Oh, they did, yes.
And making a groundwater plan so that we can somehow
and I guess that's actually probably the biggest issue. That's probably the biggest issue of the whole meeting.
That's right.
And I guess one of the things on that is the Stockton area, as one of the directors was saying, is running in a negative, or the valley
Stockton
is just water hungry, as far as agriculture and everything else. And
there's a huge aquifer underneath Lake Comanche,
and so they want access to it. So I guess in absence though is we for the county needs an overall water management plan. There's some interesting things that I had heard today about say some of our surface water we need to actually use it here in the county and have it filter back down into the aquifer so we can
claim some of those allocations.
Unfortunately, we may be getting in some of these use it or lose it
situations
with some of this stuff. So
what puts a little wrench in the monkey works, so to speak, is the fact that groundwater is actually controlled by the state and surface water is controlled by local districts. So that puts a little wrench in the monkey works too. Water law and water regulation is so convoluted.
It's very arcane, isn't it? Is there one of those things about, it's kind of like global warming and trading your carbon credits, so to speak? Is there things like if you're irrigating and showing that you can feed the aquifer or replenish the aquifer, doesn't that, there's like offsets and all kinds of different...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's convoluted, so we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah.
And also, another little good news, actually, is Mental Health Services Act has given more money to the county, which was unexpected. Prop 63 gave another $259,035 to the Behavioral Health Department.
They just knew there was more sick people here.
That's right, for their community services and support plans. Yeah, I guess so.
Sorry,
but I did want to mention though, Director Rita Downs, who is relatively new, she's been around for a while now. She actually has implemented with her staff a system where they have a lot more outreach offices for the behavioral health patients. So they're actually going out along with the CalWorks staff, going out to the communities in need so that people have an easier time getting these services. And I'm sure this money is going to go towards those types of services as well. So it's actually kind of a nice little injection into their departmental budget.
Interesting. Now, we did a couple interviews today, and one of them we have ready to talk about.
That's right.
is we did a interview with Nicole Holmquist. She is a local author, and she's written her first book, and it is entitled One Life.
Oh, okay.
And she's an adoptee, and so her story is not only one about finding her birth family, so to speak, but also she was her first marriage was she was actually she was a battered wife. So there's a lot of layers to her story.
Okay.
And some interesting things that we didn't really think about. You think about the adoptees trying to find their mothers, but then she was also saying is there's from the other side for mothers, if their birth children don't seek them out, at some point that really affects them. So there's an interesting...
So there was a sort of a twist where she was looking for her birth mother and couldn't find her, and the birth mother at the same time apparently was wondering why her daughter wasn't looking for her.
It took her 14 years.
Yes.
And because you think now that maybe it's more of an open process, but really I guess there's only 4 or 5 states where it's actually allowed. So this book is part personal story and also kind of part how-to.
Oh, okay.
So it has some interesting things, and our little interview runs about 7 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can switch over to it.
That's
We're going to go back to do some of our switching over to some live video here.
We'll see if it works.
We'll see if we can blow something up.
Exactly. If you see see smoke coming out of her ears. And that's what's happening.
Here we go. We'll see you back in 5 or 6.
Hi, this is John with the Pine Tree, and I have a great pleasure being here with Nicole Holmquist. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Now, she is a budding author. We're going to talk about her first book, One Life. Now, it is a personal reflection of your life experiences up till now and stuff. Anyway, I guess we should say it's One Life. This is what it looks like. It'll be up on BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com the next few weeks, right?
Right.
In time for the holidays, you can buy a copy for all your friends, family, people you don't even know.
Makes a great gift.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good. Now, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from South Carolina.
Okay.
In case you couldn't tell. Yeah.
She has a great Southern accent.
I was born in Charleston. I'm an adoptee, and that was something that that's a huge theme in my book.
Right.
Finding my family. And I lived in Greenville. I was adopted or born in Charleston, but grew up in Greenville. And met my husband in Minnesota, in the middle.
In Minnesota?
Teenagers, yeah.
So you have competing accents? Is that the...
No, he's from here.
Oh, he's from here. Oh, you just met him in
both
Minnesota. Oh, okay, all right.
So after we married, he is from Modesto.
So I thought he was you betcha, and you...
No, my mother is. She's from
kidding.
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Right. But no, so we moved out here to be closer to his family, and we absolutely loved it. Picked Angels Camp specifically because of the high school.
Right.
And yeah, did all my research online.
Sure.
We've been out here about 3 years.
3 years. Ah. Well, good. Well, now let's see. Tell us a little bit about now the story of adoption. Now, this is I guess this is a finding your birth mother. Is that?
I don't want to give too much away.
Okay. All right.
But it's okay. Yes, I did find my mother.
Okay.
And I actually started writing the story prior to. And, I've been through an abusive marriage and through a lot of other hardships and decided to write it down to hopefully help other people who've been there. And I was going to write the fictionalized version of Finding My Family.
Yeah.
And I got right to that point where I was going to, do the entire thing in fiction.
Right.
And did it. So everything that I wrote from that point on was exactly as it happened when I found my mother and my whole family, extended family, brothers, sisters, grandmothers, father, everyone.
I guess in adoption there's a lot of complex layers. I mean, you would naturally have the affection for the people who adopted you.
Sure, absolutely.
And then there's all you still want to know where you came from.
The way I look at it, and this is what I told my adopted mother who passed in 96.
So there was kind of a time...
That my adopted father, who is still alive and very proud of me and was helping me behind me 100%, he and my stepmother both. I told them when I found, my mother and my birth father that, a child or a parent can love more than one child, and a child can love more than one parent. Yeah. It's just a bigger family, and what's wrong with love?
That's right. That's right. So is the book basically an account of autobiographical your life, that just the experiences you went through to get where you are now? Is that one of the things? Or
yes,
is
it is. It's also something that I went step by step of how I found my family.
So it's a how-to manual as well?
In a lot of ways.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because it is very difficult. There are only 4 states, and I think a lot of people would be surprised to hear this. There are only 4 states in our country that allow adoptees open access to their birth records. And Maine is going to be the 5th. They're going to open up the records.
Spelunking through all the various counties.
Well, it's all blocked.
So it's all blocked.
Everything's blocked. And a lot of my things, when I turned, 18 and then 21, I thought I could find her.
Right.
And a lot of people assume that you can. And I was shocked personally when I found out I couldn't, and was only given non-identified information.
Got it.
And I knew my mother had felt the same way, as did a lot of mothers back then, that their children could find them when they turned 18 and 21. And she went through a depression, thinking I didn't want to find her.
Oh, interesting. So from the other side, there may be that expectation that maybe my child will seek me out at some point.
Because a lot of people assume that they can, and they can't.
Okay. Interesting.
So there's a big push for, adoption records to open for those who have that need.
So who would you say, who should read this?
Well, I
besides
think it
everybody,
should,
and,
right.
everybody on Amazon. I mean, besides everybody,
Right,
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
No, I think it actually will appeal to a lot of people, particularly adoptees
Okay.
and anyone involved in adoption. I think it has a lot of good points to that. Anyone who's ever lost a parent, a best friend, been in an abusive relationship, a physically abusive marriage, ready to leave, that kind of thing. I think I tried to share anything that I went through to help someone who may be going through the same thing.
How many years did it take you to write it? I mean, how long was 10 years. Wow.
At least 10. At least 10.
10 years.
Well, and that was mostly because, you start writing different sections and you go back into the past. And a lot of the times when I wrote about being, abused, there were a lot of times that I had to take a break from it.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because you put yourself there. When you're writing, you're visually putting yourself there.
Yeah.
So I'd have to back off, for a while. Yeah. And then, of course, with finding my family, all that unfolded as it happened.
Right.
But, yeah, it took a while. And I have children, beautiful girls, and my husband. So, I had a family and juggling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And now, you also do real estate as well, right? Now what office? Century 21. Sierra Property. So that's the office that they were.
Right.
Okay. Now you can have books.
Bennett gave me my start.
Now you can have books in the lobby here as well.
I have to ask Kathleen about that.
Oh, she may want a cut of the book sales.
Well, she may, and we can do that. We can work something else.
Her broker fee for the broker fee for the book sales.
And it's funny because I actually the publisher I'm going through was through a real estate connection.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think things always happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the catalysts for getting my book published.
Well, thank you for writing it, and I know this is, because I know in some ways it's had to be a very difficult process at times to write it.
And it's scary. It's scary to put your heart out there,
Yeah, and we're looking forward to reading it. So, One Life by Nicole Holmquist. Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or a local bookstore around here. In time for the holidays, and thanks for doing it.
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
Mitch, really for doing it. And I know.
And we're back.
And there you go.
We hope you enjoyed that.
Go out and buy the book.
Yeah. See, we're trying to move up the technical level again. We're not trying to make you watch it on the little screen on the back. We're trying to go.
We're trying to
full
bring it
screen.
into your living room. Yes.
There we go.
Yes,
So
very nice. So she's very nice, interesting interview.
Yes.
And sounds like it's a good book.
It is. It's you never know because it's one of those books that you never know which books are going to catch fire. I don't think it's one of those things where anybody can predict it. Really,
No, you can't.
Unless it's Oprah and you're shilling. No, sorry.
Oh.
No.
On to the next story. Our Oprah fans are going to get mad at us.
But I think that's fair game because she's stuff that's been on her book list.
They
take off and go like crazy.
That's right.
But then she's also had a couple issues
that are a little
with
squishy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
The
it
ones
shows
that
the power of Oprah. So I guess we'll be the local Oprah.
You can be the local Oprah. The local man Oprah. Yes. Actually, another interesting story,
I resemble that remark. Oh, wait.
A little feel-good is that our local Oars company has had multiple awards. Just recently, they have been awarded by the National Geographic Adventure magazine as the best river and sea outfitter on Earth for 2008.
On Earth.
On Earth. I mean that, and with National Geographic, you figure they would know.
I mean,
they would know.
I remember looking through all. They won all when I was growing up. All those.
That's right.
Yeah,
they won
from all over the place.
That's right. And they gave the award to Oars because of their sustainable practices, their outstanding customer service, and of course their fabulous tours. But as I was going through this, what's interesting is that Oars was also given NBC's Golden Grape Award.
The Golden Grape?
For their best wine adventure for 2007, which was the Twelve Me Wine on the River tour.
I guess we need to make up some awards.
I think so. But I thought this was a really good one, actually. It was the magazine, Condé Nast, awarded Orr's Reservation Manager Mindy Gleason as one of its 2007 top travel specialists.
Wow.
So these
very
are like
nice.
huge awards. So congratulations to Orr's. Yeah. And these are 3 among many, actually. So there's sort of a little adventure.
Very nice.
Awards. Yes,
Very nice.
definitely.
And also, if you're looking for more video and stuff up there, we have video of the Murphy's Diggins
That's
this last
right,
weekend.
that's
so if you want
right.
to take a tour through the clubhouse
To see what was on
to
sale.
see what was on sale, to see what you missed, there you go.
It was their annual holiday extravaganza where
Yeah.
the Murphy's Diggins residents come and they sell their homemade gifts or homemade wares that you can buy for holiday
Yeah.
gifts, and it just
It was very nice.
Yes, it is.
I was seeing if I had my
Do
photo.
you have any photos
We also
there?
went by Alchemy. We do, but we also went by Alchemy today because they had a cookie decorating class.
Oh,
For
did
for
you
little
learn
kids.
how to decorate cookies?
No, but we went by and took a photo.
And it was for kids, not adults?
Yeah, we found a young man with icing and frosting all over his face.
Mommy and Me pumpkin cookie
It was
decorating
very nice.
party. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Alchemy's having all sorts of events. Definitely.
And over a couple little things we'll do. Here's over
Well,
the.
we said on Tuesday night that we would show you photographs of the fall foliage this year.
We did.
And yes, we
We'll
did
let
see.
a few roll. See,
There we go.
That's in downtown Murphy's.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that
that
is
is
a-
right next to Alchemy, isn't it?
Right next to Alchemy, there's the
Tree.
Black Sheep Winery right behind there.
Mhm.
Let's see. We're moving to our next one.
We're
Very slowly. Now here is
morphing.
a little bit of a far shot on that. Isn't that?
Yes, it's
pretty-
beautiful.
This is from a week or so ago.
And
So
you were
there's some-
talking to one of the U.S. Forest Service
Yeah.
employees
Yes.
who said that in the last 20 years, this is the most colorful
The best
he's
color
seen.
he's seen.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're waiting
We're
for this
waiting.
other
Is it
picture
frozen?
to just
It looks like
move
it's
on.
frozen.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I think the video blew
You
up
can
our
do
system.
it. You can do it. All right. Oh,
there
I
we
know
go.
what it was. It was trying to do a.
Excuse
It
me.
was trying to do a video.
Oh,
which-
something a little too.
Yeah, it was. It
Too
made
much.
it tired. But here is one
This is
over
kind of
by the
cool.
Lutheran preschool.
Oh wow!
Look at that tree.
That's like multicolored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a couple different variations of the same tree.
Yeah.
And we took a little drive along the Arnold Byway.
Oh.
You know the little road that juts out and just kind of goes a little. Now, if you ever want to if your travel budget doesn't allow for a trip to Vermont this winter, this fall, right? If you're looking, you can take the little
This is
drive.
as close as you will get.
Yeah, you can take a little drive along the Arnold Byway. There's that little stretch there that is
That's
just,
right.
if you come up in the opening, there's all the color to the right. It's very nice actually. And
No, it's actually past Arnold. Right?
Yes, past
Okay.
Arnold on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And here is a couple more little photos. Now there is one in,
That looks like the Mormon
That's
church
the-
parking lot in Murphy's.
it's Sierra Hills.
Oh, is it Sierra
That's the
Hills?
Sierra Hills grocery store parking lot. See, you can find beauty everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, see, you can just... And my wife has tried really hard to find redeeming qualities in me, but she hasn't yet.
She hasn't seen
While we're
you
talking about that
bloom into
now here
fall
is
yet.
your old stomping grounds. Now look at this one. This is the Forest Meadows
That's
Guard
right.
Shack.
That's right.
See?
Mm-hmm. It's very tree-like there.
Yes, the Forest Meadows Guard Shack even was a place of beauty and splendor. Right?
Beauty and splendor.
Is that taking it?
Until they stop you going in.
Is that taking it a little too far?
Maybe just a little bit.
Now this is one that was kind of cool. Now this one is technically outside of the county, but this is
Oh,
where
technically.
Highway 49 bends and goes to the left for Sonora, or you can take
Oh, okay.
Rawhide to the right.
Mm-hmm.
That's that ranch right there. Isn't that
Wow.
pretty?
That is really nice.
Pretty.
Very nice.
Okay, all
Okay,
right.
that's enough. It's enough of that fall
I've abused
color.
the. I've abused our poor viewers
Yeah,
enough.
you've seen enough red blobs, I'm sure, by now.
Yeah, so like, hey,
That's right. That's right. And actually, we should probably get to weather.
we should.
Mm-hmm. Weather.
Weather.
Going to weather now. Weather, weather. Weather, weather, weather. Let's go. I think you're probably been able to scroll faster than me.
I'm a faster scroller.
You're a faster scroller.
It's my one and only skill.
Scrolling.
All right. 50 degrees tonight for a low. 75 degrees tomorrow for a high in Arnold. 65 on Friday, 68 on Saturday. So it looks like just perfect temps.
It's actually becoming a little chillier. Actually, Bear Valley, Thursday, 72 degrees. Friday, 58 degrees. And Saturday, 64 degrees.
Murphy's. 84 degree high for tomorrow. 74 on
warm.
Friday. 77 on Saturday.
And Angels Camp, warm Thursday, high of 80 degrees. Friday, a high of 74 degrees. And Saturday, 74 degrees. So, let's see. Are you going to Copper or am I?
I'm going to Bangor.
Oh, I'm going to go to Copper.
Going to Bangor. And for our viewer in Bangor, Maine, we would like to thank you for stopping by again tonight. And we have 57 degrees and raining in Bangor, Maine tonight.
Oh, is it
35
raining?
of a low. 56 is a high tomorrow with a low of 26. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
59 and 39, 55 and 49 to go out the rest of.
Okay. Copperopolis.
So it's starting to get.
It's getting chillier there too.
Yeah, it is.
And Copperopolis, Wednesday, 83 degrees. Thursday, 81 degrees. Friday, 75 degrees. And Saturday, 74 degrees. And I guess I shouldn't have told you 83 degrees for Wednesday. Because that's today.
But that I know that one actually records kind of a different way it lays it out.
It does.
All right. For our friends in Valley Springs, 83 degrees was the high. See, similar as Copperopolis.
That's right.
80 degrees on Thursday for a high with a 51 of a low. 73 on Friday and 74 on Saturday.
Wow, so there's slight trending downwards. Slight. Ever
A
so
slight trend down.
Yes, especially after our cold weather last week.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Any huge news, national news, little tidbits? The calming winds. Sales of existing homes fall by largest amount on record. Oh, great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We need to hear that. Although, what is interesting, I've heard this, bless you, from multiple sources today, is that, and I hesitate to mention this, but I will, is that usually following these types of catastrophes, there's economic resurgence.
Yeah, because they need to rebuild, right?
They need to rebuild. So.
And also the other good thing is we've heard from several real estate agents in the area here locally that they're doing pretty well. Things are really starting
to move a little more.
move again. So I think that it kind of shows that the pricing points and things like that are finally, with the low interest rates right now, are finally converging to
Selling
make things
houses.
work a little bit. Yeah.
And that's
All right.
that's
and we
about
thank
it.
you very much for stopping by. We will see you again tomorrow night.
Our
Is tomorrow night Thursday
show.
night?
Yes.
Wow. So it'll be all kinds of wild and crazy weekend update.
Stuff. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Fun things to do.
Thank you. Good night.
You. Good night.